Yeah, Greeny, what are your thoughts on the relationship between Ben Johnson and Caleb? Because obviously they take Caleb 1 overall. He's been good. He's been a great playmaker, but it still feels like Ben Johnson is not afraid to criticize him and criticize how he plays within Ben Johnson's offense. What do you think about that relationship and their future together?
All right, I've been workshopping this take. I'm dying to hear what you guys think.
Oh, yes. This is the first time? This is the first time?
Yes.
So I've used it and like, like guys will use it on the road and then they go on the Tonight Show and they actually get to finally. Yeah. So I've used it in some other, media.
Yes.
But now here we are in the big time and I'm going to.
Hey, good luck, kid. Good luck, kid.
Let's see how this thing plays. The history of football is defined more than anything by the great quarterback-coach combinations, right? If you look at the best teams in history, you go back to Lombardi and Bart Starr and Terry Bradshaw and Chuck Noll, and then into the 80s where you had Jimmy Johnson and Troy Aikman, the 80s was Joe Montana and Bill Walsh. The 90s was Jimmy Johnson and Troy Aikman, which should have lasted longer. And then you get to Belichick and Brady and Reed and Mahomes. These are the greatest teams in NFL history. So if you're going to place a bet on any combination right now to become the next one in that line, if you're going to take any young quarterback and coach combination and say, I could see them becoming that, they're that good. I love the coach that much and I love the player that much. I think this is where I would put my money. I think Ben Johnson is brilliant. Now, I have been hearing that from Rex for a very long time. I think you guys may know Rex's son was an offensive coach on the Lions for many years. So Rex has been hearing about and thus telling me about Ben Johnson since before the whole world caught on to Ben Johnson. I think he's magnificent. I love everything about his attitude. He takes the job and immediately calls out the Green Bay Packers. This year, when the world is projecting that they're a candidate to regress, he's up there talking about breaking the all-time scoring record. I've never seen a team run the ball as creatively and effectively as they did a year ago. And then you combine him with Caleb, who I think has the gifts of just about any quarterback I've ever seen. I'm not sure I've ever seen a quarterback who was just more naturally gifted. He's certainly on the very highest possible level of that. And he's a young man who seems to get it. I've never met him in my entire life, but he seems, while he kind of marches to the beat of his own drum, I actually think he kind of gets it. So if you're going to look at the young quarterback coach combinations in the league now, there are a lot of them because there are a lot of good young quarterbacks. I think if I had to bet on one to become the next great duo, I think this is who I would bet. I would bet on Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams. What do you think of that take?
A pretty good take, especially because you had the timeline, all the way back to the 70s. That legitimizes your conversation immediately. So I think the setup was good. I think the punch was good. I think the transition from that to there was also fantastic and certainly agreeable take. But on that note, Joe Burrow and Zach Taylor, right? Do they consider it like a next group? They've already been to a Super Bowl, these two.
Zach doesn't even want to throw his flag.
What year is he going into?
He might get fired.
Yeah, but they were in a Super Bowl already together. Would they not count together?
Going into year 8?
They were in a Super Bowl.
How young are we talking?
I don't know. That's what I'm wondering. Greeny, we gotta qualify this.
Sirianni and Hurts been in 2 Super Bowls.
McAfee, if you owned an NFL team, which candidly someday you might, and I gave you right now the option of Ben Johnson or Zach Taylor to coach it, which one of them would you take?
Okay. What is that all about?
There's no
reason. It's not about me.
Get in the room. Love that, Greeny.
I don't have Joe Burrow.
Question.
That's a good take.
Yeah, I don't have Joe Burrow as my quarterback, Now that's a question, I guess. What young quarterback would you draft? McDaniels, Drake May. There's another one, maybe.
Drake May, for sure, him and Vrabel, and even with, how loud it's been, if they start out the season 4-5-0, 6-2, all that will be quiet. I think Sean Payton, Bo Nix have a pretty good argument, too, honestly.
Hey, there's a couple around there, which is why the league is in such a good spot because we have so many good quarterbacks. It does feel like younger quarterbacks playing better now than they ever have in the past. I think you would be able to state that clearer than anybody else.
D'Amico, C.J. Stroud, you could argue, too.
D'Amico, defense guy.
A lot of people are out on Stroud, but he already has 3 playoff
He's won
wins,
in every year.
Every year.
He was saying quarterback people, though, I think, right? You were
No, quarterback head coach.
Oh, okay.
So like Sirianni, Hurts, Herbert, Harbaugh.
Like if you were that's why I think Drake and Vrabel probably would be the one just because what Drake's already done. Because like McDaniel, let's say they have another great year and McDaniel ends up getting a McDaniel, excuse me, gets like a head coach opportunity and doesn't leave maybe after this year, but leaves the year after. Like at this point with Drake May, it feels like we're already pretty comfortable and like how smart he is and how good he is that an OC leaving wouldn't be the worst thing ever.
And Lamar, do we count Lamar? Whoever Lamar is with?
Minter?
Is anyone taking
Minter could be, right?
Monken and Watson?
I like your take, Greeny. Listen to what we just did here. This is what you've been doing for 30 years. Good, pretty good, Greeny. Hey.
We're just stirring the pot. That's all we're here to do. We're just stirring the pot. We're coming up with takes. I've been working on that one for a little while. I'm delighted with the way that it landed.
Okay, I'm happy you liked it as well. We loved it. You liked it. Okay.